Really fascinating document we found.
Yeah, this document.
It's at the center of cultural debates. It's just all over your social media feeds.
Yeah, it really is a constant presence.
But I want you to pause for a second, wherever you are right now, and be completely honest with yourself.
Always a dangerous game, but yeah.
If someone stopped you on the street today, like right now, and asked you to explain the basic foundational beliefs of a practicing Muslim, could you actually do it?
That is such a good question.
Right. Like, could you lay out exactly what it is they believe and how they practice that belief on, say, a random Tuesday afternoon?
Without relying on vague stereotypes, you mean?
Exactly. Without the political talking points that just happen to be trending on Twitter that day.
It's a genuinely difficult question for most people to answer. I mean, it highlights this really fascinating paradox in our modern world.
What do you mean by paradox?
Well, we are completely saturated with information about the geopolitics involving Muslim-majority countries. Like, we know the names of the borders.
Right.
We know the conflicts, the political factions, all of that. But at the exact same time, we are often completely starved of basic, factual, theological literacy.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. We know the politics, but we don't know the practice.
Exactly. We have this massive blind spot.
And that gap, that huge blind spot, is exactly why we are doing this deep dive. Today, we're exploring a truly fascinating document we found.
Yeah, this document is incredibly helpful.
It's titled simply, A Brief Introduction to Islam for Non-Muslims. And what I really love about this source is who actually wrote it.
Yeah, the authorship is key here.
The author is a man named Muhammad Amin. And he is not a cleric. He's not some academic theologian sitting in a university library somewhere.
Right, he's just a layman.
Yeah, he's a layman who wrote this 10-page guide because he and his wife were just constantly being asked by their curious non-Muslim friends.
Just everyday questions, right?
Yeah, like, hey, what exactly do you guys believe? And he realized he couldn't find a simple, jargon-free guide to just hand them.
Because everything out there was either this massive, dense academic tome that required like a theology degree to understand,
Totally inaccessible.
or it was a highly stylized missionary leaflet trying to convert you on the spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he just sat down and wrote one himself.
Which makes it a fantastic starting point for us. I mean, it strips away all that heavy institutional noise. It's written with the explicit goal of clarity for a complete beginner.
But here's the part that makes this document incredibly valuable for us. We also have access to the public comments section from the website where he published this essay.
Oh, the comments section.
The comment section is a wild ride.
It really is. But it's great, right? Because not only do we get Amin's very clear, moderate explanation of the faith,
Yeah.
but we get to see a real-time, completely unfiltered look at how these exact ideas are debated, challenged, and interpreted by people all over the world.
Muslims and non-Muslims alike.
Exactly. It takes this from being just a static document to a living, breathing conversation.
We are absolutely going to get into the specific friction we see happening in those comments later, but let's lay out our mission for today.
Sounds good.
Our goal for this deep dive is to cut through the static. We are going to unpack what Emin calls the surprisingly simple theology of Islam.
And it really is surprisingly simple.
Yeah. We're also going to spend a good amount of time detailing the 5 pillars that dictate a Muslim's daily practice, because you really can't understand the religion without understanding those specific actions.
Oh, you really can't.
And then we're going to explore how a religion with such a minimalist core developed into the incredibly complex global system of law and tradition that we see today.
And before we jump into the text, we should probably establish our ground rules for the listener.
Definitely.
As always on this deep dive, we are looking at this material objectively. We are not here to endorse any religious doctrine.
Right, nor are we here to take sides on any political or cultural viewpoints.
Exactly. Our only job today is to help you understand the ideas exactly as they are presented in the source material. We want to explain the underlying logic, the what, the why, and the how behind these beliefs.
So before we can even touch the specific rules or the history of the religion, we have to understand its ultimate foundational premise.
The bedrock of it all.
Yeah. We need to know how it defines God and how it defines itself.
Mm.
Amin starts by pointing out that the word Islam itself literally translates to submission to the will of God.
Right.
And a Muslim is simply defined as anyone who lives their life according to God's will.
That linguistic root is so incredibly important because it sets the tone for the entire psychological framework of the faith.
How so?
Well, think about it. The religion is not named after a specific person, the way Christianity is named after Christ, Or Buddhism is named after the Buddha.
Oh, wow. I never actually thought about that.
Yeah, it's named after an action. It's a state of being, submission.
Okay, that makes sense.
It places the emphasis entirely on the posture of the human being toward the divine, rather than on a central human figure.
And from that state of submission flows what Amin explicitly calls the simple theology.
Yeah, the 3 points.
Right, he breaks the entire theological framework of Islam down into 3 remarkably straightforward points.
Oh.
Let me just read them to you. Number 1, worship only God.
Okay.
Number 2, be good to other people, meaning be honest, be kind, act ethically. And number 3, one day God will judge you, determining whether you enter paradise or face punishment in hell.
And that's it.
That is literally it. That is the core.
It is strikingly brief, isn't it?
It really is.
Especially when you compare it to the complex creeds of other faiths, which, often feature the spiritual nature.
Right, or sin, or the mechanics of salvation.
Exactly. Compared to all that, Islam's foundational theology is undeniably streamlined.
I have to admit, looking at those 3 points, I feel a bit of a disconnect.
Uh,
Well, that could literally be the mission statement for a dozen different religions or philosophies. How does this actually translate into a unique identity?
That's a brilliant question, because the simplicity is actually the point. It is a feature, not a bug.
Okay, explain that.
In the Islamic worldview, the fundamental truth of the universe shouldn't require a PhD in metaphysics to grasp.
Fair point.
If God is just, the requirements for salvation must be accessible to a shepherd in the desert just as easily as to a scholar in a big city. The simple theology is meant